So you win in Miami, you shock the world, and now it's Spain. And was there pressure to win in Spain as well? Because now, like, it was one thing to expect you to win in Miami, but no, you did it. You went, you won. So it's like, well, damn, okay, I'll expect our goal from now. You know what I mean?
I think some players expect me to do very well in Spain. This is, of course, my first in Spain was the Arnold Classic. Funny enough, as a season started, like I mentioned, I plan to do the Arnold Classic if I possibly could, because it's an invitation-only competition. You can't just sign up and go to the Arnold. So I emailed them saying if I was interested in competing. Never got a response. This was like, I think probably like maybe
This
February.
was before Miami, you said?
February or March. I emailed them. Never got a response. They demand a show. I said, okay, well, now I have a show under my belt so they can see what my physique looks like and have some stage shots and so on and so forth and see if I was able to place really well. Emailed, I got back then to you. We got back on the Monday. I emailed on Tuesday. They responded the Wednesday. I was at the Thursday.
So the first time.
I think they responded the Thursday.
The first time the man just ignore you.
Completely ignored.
They was like, really, bruh? What have you done lately?
And then I returned home 2 days after I get a response saying I'm accepted to compete in the show. So that of course was exciting to me, really, really cool. But like going to the show itself, I mean, like I said, following bodybuilding since however long. Granted, our division of the federation might not be the same as I've been following since several years back, but I do follow the sport regardless on both ends. So I'm aware of who the top guys were in my category, in the IWD Pro League. So I ended up missing at least 3 or 4 years to do. So I'm like, you know what? I think I've been competing for like 5, 6, 7 years. I've been competing for pretty much 2.5, if you want to call it. I went down. Up to that point, it was only 5 shows. So state experience, of course, they have much more than I do. That's hoping just to go get a good look for the judges and maybe place fairly well, you know. Get some good feedback so how I can improve my physique for next time and so on and so forth. But ultimately, I was hoping for a top 5 finish. As it turns out, that didn't happen. I managed to place 8th, but it was a contest of 19 athletes. So that being said, knowing that everybody there was invited to compete, not just signed up and wanted to go, I was able to beat 11 guys. It was pretty cool. I was pretty satisfied with that. But still hoping for that top 5 finish. But we got some good feedback. So we had to make some improvements, which we tried our best to do in the short space time that I had before my next competition. But overall, that show was a success for me, I would say.
Alright, so, you know, I feel like people a little bit, you know, came back down to earth after that, even though top 10 out of 19 in the world at the Invitational with Arnold Schwarzenegger's name on it is a pretty big deal too.
That was the highlight, so I got to perform in front of Arnold. He was actually in the audience.
Did you get to meet him?
I did not. That's why I wanted the top 5. Top 5 got to shake his hand. That's all I wanted, realistically. But anyway,
I imagine that would be out of this world,
yeah,
really and truly.
Very highlight for sure.
So you come back to Antigua, you have to travel after Spain. That's a lot of money spending. There's did the sponsorship increase after Miami?
In this particular incident, after Miami, when I returned home, I was actually greeted at the airport by the Minister of Sports.
Okay.
So he was one who said, hey, you qualify for World Championships now. Please submit to us a proposal with how we can assist you funding-wise. So we got on the Tuesday, we had the proposal by the Friday, and then as fast as we possibly could, it was submitted, and it was, I'm going to say 90%, 85% approved. So we got pretty much enough funding from the government to help us cover
How do you not approve 15%? What, the extra ground beef that was on the list?
Pretty much what they do.
Two steak, the man said they need them steak.
They try to go with necessities. So they focus mainly on just the antics. Of course, it's for myself and my wife, who travels with me as my coach. And a body really can travel by yourself to these places is ridiculous. Need somebody there with you. So it was just pretty much airfare for myself and my wife.
And bodyguard, but go ahead.
That too, yeah. So they have to go with that, which was a huge help at that expense. So I really appreciate that. So I got to shout them for that. But apart from them, I think I had a lot of help from my parents, of course. My dad in particular as well helped me a lot with that. I think it was one or two other person gave me a little assistance with getting everything handled in Spain. So yeah, like you mentioned, it was ridiculously expensive, and that's one thing that really is a bit discouraging for me because the headquarters for IBB is in Spain. So they're going to have most of the major championships
In Spain.
on that side of the world. And getting there alone is hugely expensive. And even if you win the contest, you might just manage to break even, maybe make a little bit of money on top of that, but it's tough. It's tough. However, it's just pretty much a matter of doing love the sport. You want to compete with the best of the best, and that's where the best are. So
What do you think needs to happen for them to bring some of these shows in the region though?
we do have the pro shows down here as well, and I believe that in the next 2 to 3 years, they're going to be almost on the same caliber as these procedures like the Arnold World Championships. However, I don't expect to ever see the Arnold Task Force come any closer than it is in that aspect. That Arnold has shows pretty much all the continents. So of course, I don't think to see that one move at all. But I feel like the shows that we have on the calendar in our region right now will become a lot bigger over the next 2 to 3 years.
Is it private individuals putting on these shows, or they work along with the federation?
For the most part, it will be the federation themselves. For the most part, I think 1 or 2 of the islands and they have a private individual who works along with the federation, but mainly there's the full brunt of the expenses and the promotional costs and procedures and stuff putting on the shows. So it's expensive venture.
Okay. So now you went back to Spain. How was that experience now?
Let me see. Well, the first thing I went as well to was actually our honeymoon as well. We went on to kind of enjoy that trip as well. So we had a contest and we stayed in Spain for a couple of days after to kind of enjoy just the city itself.
You mean you didn't have a honeymoon? How long before that you were married?
Well, we got married in January. So we had technically a weekend honeymoon. We had like a honeymoon trip. But this was originally planned as a honeymoon trip. I remember I never got acceptance to Arnold until later. We had already planned the trip as a honeymoon trip. It was actually gifted to us by a dear family friend of ours.
Okay.
So the second time around, I told myself, you know what? Show is on Saturday. I'd like to get it on the Thursday, just to get my body kind of regulated a little bit. But I don't want to be there for any length of time. I can't afford to be there just hanging around, chilling or whatever the case was. So we got it on Thursday and completed Saturday. The experience was, I would say, a little better than for me, as is the case where I kind of knew where I stood with the athletes. We had placed 8th, and most of the same athletes were going to be there, especially the top guys. So it wasn't as much of a nervous experience for me, seeing these guys for the first time. They follow guys on social media for so many months, and see them right in front of you and on stage next to you competing. So there wasn't that aspect of it anymore. And like I said, I was told about some improvements I need to make in my physique and presentations. I tried my best to make some improvements. I think I was able to do so. And I ended up placing 6th in that contest. So I was able to. 6th, yes.
Just outside the top. Did you beat anybody that beat you?
Yes, that was that's probably the most gratifying part of the experience for me.
Call him out. Who you come back and bang?
Not that I'm gonna
Call him, yeah.
Nobody's gonna name the person anyway. I can barely pronounce his name in the first place. However,
where you come from?
At the Arnold, he placed 4th place.
Wow.
And I was 8th. So at this contest, I was 6th, he was 7th. So there's that aspect of it, and along with the fact that looking at the judges' scorecards, I was very close to the 4th and 5th place athletes as well. I was a few points behind them, meaning that some judges would have had me ahead of these guys, but the majority of judges had them ahead of me. So in that, you made improvements and you're stepping up a little bit.
Before that, could you tell that you've made that much improvement?
In my presentation, physique-wise, I mean, in a space
You
of
mean
about 6 weeks.
you're posing?
Yes, correct. In a space of about 6 weeks, you can't make many improvements to your physique unless it's the case maybe dry out a little bit more, something like that. But I feel like I did make some slight improvements to physique and presentation. I did feel more confident in what I was going to present, especially in terms of my routine. I did a whole new routine for the show. I felt it was going to be received a lot better than my previous routine. So I felt better. I had no idea I was in place. I really had no clue whatsoever about placing. So I felt like I definitely was better, and that's all I can really control.
That's pretty good. 6th at the World Championships. That's like, and as you say, it was close on the cards. So
I was still aiming for that top 5, so I was kind of disappointed to get that top 5, but closer this time. So hopefully next time we squeak in that top 5.
So like, I know you're gonna compete again. What are you looking at?
The plan is for myself and for most of the local pros as well to hit the Darcy Beck Roads in Barbados on July 4th, 2020.
Darcy Beck in July. They have and they have a pro show and amateur show the same day. something like that?
This year was the same day. It's going to be the same day next year. I think it depends on the numbers. They do the same day or maybe the pro show the following day. But what they normally do, if you turn pro at the amateur show, you're full opportunity to compete in the pro show as well. So I guess depending on the numbers. But that's the plan for right now. I'm going to hit that show. I want to do Miami again next year if I can. Once finances are available. And possibly Aruba next year as well. Guys, I spoke to Giovanni at World Championships. He said he's going to have plans to see at the show this year. They didn't have it this year, but they have it next year for sure. So I plan to do that.
And once you're successful, you can be invited to other international.
Yes. Well, if you win an elite pro show, or you get second behind a previous winner in the same calendar year, you qualify for World Championships.
Okay.
So once I qualify and I can get some assistance funding wise, I definitely will compete at World Championships again. The Arnold Classic, well, that's invitation only. So depending on your performance throughout the year, they might invite you on that. Or you can, of course, like I did this year, apply for acceptance and to get accepted. There's a possibility again.
Just to wrap up, you've made Antigua proud, and even the region. And there's definitely, we see the potential, you see the potential to be even better. There have been, you said, quite a few more pros out of Antigua, making Antigua look really good in the region. What do you see now for the sport here? Since you think the sport needs to get more funding, and we have we're getting pros left, right, and center. But where do you see us going as a country in this sport?
Well, like I mentioned, I think the talent is definitely there. For example, I mentioned my boy Jonte Barnes, who is our junior bodybuilding champion. Jonte, I think, is probably just about 20 years old, and he already has a few titles under his belt, and his potential in the next couple of years is limitless. So it's just a matter of it's really just a matter of him having opportunities to go and compete and showcase the talent he has in his physique. Outside of him, of course, a lot of athletes that are there. But what I've seen and heard over the years is that everybody says, why should I compete? There's nothing for me to win. There's no money in the sport. We don't get any support from anybody. We get no help. Why should I compete? This, I think, is the main problem because, like I said, the talent is definitely there. The person go across the stage before that have not passed by me for a year or two. Because if they know what, okay, it's cool, but it's very, very difficult, and at the end of the day, the reward is very, very slim. So why should I compete? So I think if they get the promise for funding, they get opportunities to compete overseas more against the regional athletes and stuff like that, that we can definitely step up our local bodybuilding tier and really, really go across the country. And like I said, it goes left, right, and center. Get some more.